Monday morning, and it's the week of Easter week, just in case anybody's totally lost track of the days, as we all do. It's not as nice weather outside, still quite warm, but it's not quite as bright and sunny, and it's a little bit windier today, so there'll be no sitting outside today, but that's fine. I have to confess, I'm feeling a little undermotivated today. Not really sure what to do with myself, to be honest. So I think I've done, you would have seen, I have done the short row shaping on the back of my Paloma sweater. I've done a few jobs around the house, and now I think I'm going to sit and just try and switch off for a bit and probably put a podcast on and zone out for a little while, lose myself in some knitting, and then you never know, in half an hour or so I might feel more like doing something, or at least being inclined to do something. We'll see. Okay, me again. I'm not doing very well today. I have lost a whole load of socks. White shorty socks, trainer socks, Gary's. And we've got there must be about 8 or 10 pairs. And they've gone. Can't find them. Can you, Henry? We think maybe Henry ate them. How can you lose that many pairs of socks? I have looked. Well, the washing's up to date, miraculously. I've hunted all around his wardrobe and drawers. I've looked through the ironing basket. There's no more baskets of clean laundry anywhere. What has happened to those socks? I'm stumped. I'm absolutely stumped. I really don't know. They're going to be somewhere really stupid. I've probably put them in the freezer. I laugh. I'll go and check that in a minute. It's like a Nancy Drew mystery. The mystery of the missing sports socks. There you are, look. Bit of beautiful Sussex evening sunshine for you. I've just been passed by a jogger and a cyclist. I don't know if they're together, but they're not together, if you know what I mean. Small thing, but I haven't been out on evening walks in ages, and it's really bizarre seeing how all the little flowers, the buttercups, close up at night. I've come out for this early evening walk. Typically I thought it'd be quieter, but I've just been passed by another cyclist who asked me what I was taking pictures of when I was talking about the buttercups. Why isn't everybody at home? Go home. Wow, this is the latest I've ever recorded. It's 9:30. And you probably have seen from how quickly I went from this morning's bit at the beginning of the vlog to my evening walk. Didn't really do much else worth recording today. I did a lot of knitting. I had an awful lot of knitting, which I will talk to you about in a sec. And then Gary came home early from work, and unfortunately he's had some health issues which predate the coronavirus, and they weren't resolved, and of course everything's on a back footing now, and he was quite poorly tonight, so I had most of the rest of the afternoon and the evening obviously spent time with him, and it got to about 9 o'clock and he was going to go off to bed, and I said to him, and I was like, I haven't done a vlog, and to be honest I thought I'd just have to leave it and explain and apologise tomorrow, but he was like, you go and do it now, go and do it now, I'm going to bed, you go and do it now, you can't not do it. So, and actually I had planned to do a little magazine review So I thought, well, I'll put up the clips I've got and I'll do a review, and at least you'll all know that I'm still alive and, you know, nothing terrible has happened. So that's what I'm going to do. Although talking of terrible happening, I'll have to put in a clip here. I sort of day I've had, I decided I emptied out all my notions bags and I've sorted out all my stitch markers and my clips and things. So they're all down on this table. But what I have done, I can show you, is I have put onto a safety pin all of my stitch markers. I've got progress keepers down here as well. And actually you would have seen one of these on my, you see that, how sweet is that? I've got quite a few of those. I bought a few from Tribe last year. I've got one on my Paloma sweater. And then I even found one of my little wooden pins that I had made. So everybody who got had one of my blankets got a pin, or a bag that I made. Got one of those because I was Hugs from Clara originally, before I then changed it to Clara Peggotty Weaving, and then kind of it's in the middle of not really doing anything about anything. So the Paloma sweater I made good progress on, and this is what made me want to do the sort out my notions pouches or bags, because I'm so enjoying all the knitting jewellery I've got on all these. Look at this little guy, he's one of my favourites. He's a little happy rock. So that's the front of the Paloma sweater. It's slightly on the wonk, but we've got the rib pattern coming down on the sleeves and the raglan increases. And the back is deeper because I did the short row shaping. And then on the raglan markers, I've got the owls, but I've also got, because I thought it was appropriate, oops, look, my little hot cross buttons stitch markers. So yeah, really, really loving how that's turning out. And then, hold on to your hats, I have a finished sock. Yay. The only thing is, I'm probably going to rip out the toe. Partly because I don't like these toes anymore. It's really ugly. Look how ugly that is. I think because it's just a tonal, because it's not a speckled colour or anything like that, you can really see. I just think that's ugly. And I think it's a little bit, I think I might have made it a little bit short. But I think tomorrow morning, and typically I sewed in the end as well. I knew I was going to have to pull that out. So all I'm going to do is, oh, my voice squeaked then. I'm going to pull back the toe. I'm going to knit about half a dozen more rounds. And then I'm going to do a different style toe. But I'll decide on that tomorrow. Right, so that was that knitting. I also tonight sat down, because I was feeling so unmotivated today. I thought, you know what? Don't stress about it. It's just one of those days. Let's just sit and knit on automatic. So tonight, when I sat down with Gary, we put on, no, in fact, this afternoon, I put on a film. Typically, he came home from work early, so I didn't get to watch it. I was watching Ant-Man and the Wasp, which I love. And I was just getting into that, and he came home. So, but I had picked up my Rosa cardigan, picked up the stitches for the sleeve, the second sleeve. And then tonight, we've been watching an old episode of Lewis. And I've just been knitting away on my sleeve. And I'm probably, I don't know, 3/4 of the stockinette down the sleeve. So I've got a few more decreases, and then it'll be the rib. So it might be that comes off the needles completely tomorrow. So that's good. It's always good to finish something, isn't it? So yeah, I have done lots. Productive in that way. And took Henry out. I don't know, it was just one of those days, which was a little bit disappointing really, But I guess, generally speaking, we're all good. We're all good. Right, so magazines. Oh, do you know what? I am looking very tired. I apologise for that. First of all, I bought a magazine when I was in New York, but you can get it over here. And I'd seen it and I hadn't bought it over here. But it's Koel, Koel, or Koel magazine. And I love this magazine. No, magazine is practically a book, isn't it? And this is actually about crafting in general. And that's what's so lovely about it. It's got crochet, knitting, yarn, macrame, needlework, punch needle, weaving, and then patterns. So it is really lovely. So the contents pages are like this. So it's photographed really beautifully as well. And it's printed on really nice paper. I'm guessing, I think this is possibly recycled paper, I don't know. And then, so the first section is on crochet. Hang on, let me find you one of the nice pictures. There's various patterns. Oh, and so these are the kind of the product pages. And then there's a blanket pattern, a crochet blanket pattern. Then it goes on to knitting. And there's a really nice cardigan pattern. Let me if I can find the Bamberg cardigan. If I can find a decent picture. It's all a little bit, it's quite arty-farty, but that's kind of really nice. So you get that knitting pattern. And then it goes on. There's a cushion pattern in here with hand-spun yarn. There's a whole article about all different types of fibre. And then it goes on to macrame, then weaving. And then what really got me excited when I first looked at this was this embroidery. And this is by, what's her name? Irene Saputra. Nonna Casale. Look at those little people. Oh, I just think they're exquisite. Anyway, there's loads of things. So if you get a chance to have a look at that, I think it's a once a quarter magazine. It is available in the UK. It's £12 in the UK, which actually, for what's in there, I think isn't bad at all. It's more along the lines of sort of liner magazine, so you get lots of patterns and sort of specific info in there. Oh, it's FSC paper, yeah. It's printed in Belgium, and they have a website, and they have free patterns on their website. So check it out. I don't know when the next one's due out, but I need to have a look because I would really like to get that one. So that was one that I would recommend. I don't, I have a lot of pom-pom magazines, but I don't buy those as a rule. And Making magazine is another one that's really popular, and Liner. Sometimes I really like them, sometimes I don't. So I kind of oscillate with those. But the one I really do like, and that I have bought the last 2 issues, and I will be buying the next one when it's out, is Amirisu or Amirisu. And I absolutely love these magazines. Again, it's on lovely paper, it's beautifully done. They have articles about yarns, but it's principally a pattern book. If you look at that shawl, so it's Japanese, but it's printed in English. They have articles, as I say. Actually, this one, they had a big weaving article. Now, I don't know if the pattern is in here that I really like. Yeah, this one I love. Can you see that? That is such a pretty pattern. I mean, there's quite a few like that around that style. Look at that shawl. So all these patterns are in here. There is, oh, let me show you these baby hedgehog pom-poms. I keep thinking I need to make these, but I haven't got my act together yet. But it's got the instructions. Look at that. How cute are they? I need to make some of those to give to other people. Just need to check I've got the bits anyway. And then the latest one, so that was a summer one. And then the fall winter 2019. So this I got last year. And there's one particular cardigan I really like, just through its simplicity and its colour. I love that. And there are some more in here as well. I don't want to bore you, so I won't go. I don't know if you can hear that, but Henry is actually snoring on the chair. Yeah, I won't show you all the patterns in here. Oh, that's a Lopi yarn. Pretty sure, yeah. Plotty from Istex. There's a Melody Hoffman pattern in here. There's some hats. There's, oh, all sorts. And then all the instructions. So anyway, Amirisu magazine. And Tribe Yarns sell it in the UK. And I think Loop do. And probably most of the yarn shops sell it. I don't know if you can buy it direct. It's probably better to buy it from a yarn store. And price-wise, this is more expensive than Curl magazine, but I can't tell you how much it is. I can't remember. I think it might be about £20. But I would strongly recommend those if you're looking for one. I mean, they're popular patterns in there. The designers certainly are popular. But it's not, I don't think it's up there with that Liner magazine and Pom Pom Quarterly. But I quite like that. I quite like getting something a little bit different to the mainstream. Henry, really? He's on his back, showing everything he's got to the world, snoring like there's no tomorrow. Bless his heart. So that's that. I'm still looking at all these stitch markers. They're going to have to stay here till tomorrow. Yeah, sorry there wasn't really an awful lot of action stuff today, but I did want to share those magazines with you and also my knitting. So I may even have a finished cardigan tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a better day for me. I'm going to make sure I wake up motivated and get on with stuff. Yeah, I mean, everywhere's tidy. Oh, and I still haven't worked out where the socks are. No, at a loss. I mentioned it to Gary, but because he wasn't feeling well, obviously he couldn't really have any ideas about it either. I'm beginning to wonder if I bundled them into a bag with my patchwork or something like that. I was very good this morning because obviously, well, not obviously, I'm quite an emotional person, and I'm an emotional eater, and I'm an emotional spender. So feeling like I have today, having a meh day, I went onto the Tribe website and I was thinking, oh, I could buy, I was looking at buying some worsted weight yarn to start the Chuck sweater by Andy Satterland. I don't know if I mentioned that when I was talking about dream knitting, but anyway, it's only 4 skeins, and I was thinking, oh, then I went on to, it's actually Knitting Cascade 220, and I've worked out I could buy it, the yarn, for under £30 and have the sweater. But I walked away. I was very good. I walked away. I look now because it's still open. The tab's still open on my laptop. But yeah, I'm not going to do that. I shall pull my stash again tomorrow if I'm still feeling like that. I know the next sweater I want to buy the yarn for, which I haven't shared with you yet, but I will do. But I've got plenty of other things to keep me going and plenty of projects I can cast on if I still get the cast-on-itis. So that's that. So look at that, 20 minutes I've been talking. I probably could easily do a podcast, couldn't I, once a week when this is over. Perhaps that's what I should do, if anyone's interested in that. And then we could do a mix-up, couldn't we, of crafting, reading, magazines, that sort of thing. Maybe I'll think about doing that. Anyhow, that's enough for tonight. It's now 10 to 10. I've just got to go back, rewatch that, add it on to what I've done, and I will put that up. I hope you had a somewhat better day than I had, or at least somewhat more motivated day than I had. Instagram is also very quiet, or at least my Instagram feed is, and I've done, that can be quite motivating in itself, so actually having that quiet hasn't helped either. But tomorrow is another day, and maybe even some of my seedlings will poke their heads through the earth tomorrow, and that will be really good. I hope you have a very nice rest of the day wherever you are in the world. People are still saying hi from where they are, so thank you. I love it. It really tickles me to know I've got people all around the world watching. And I will see you tomorrow morning, and I promise I will be a little bit more dynamic. Take care. Look after yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow.